Okay, great. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:35 p.m. First thing to do is, looks like Yash will be joining us a few minutes late, like 15 minutes late, I guess. First thing to do is review minutes from our December meeting. I sent those out earlier today. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to review those.
I had one update, Matt. It mentioned that for Esri there was only one license for cloud version. It's actually they only have one license for the desktop version.
Only one license for desktop version.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the only thing I spotted.
Yeah,
Any other?
No changes from my side. I looked over them.
Okay, I move that we accept the minutes with the correction of the Esri one license for desktop version.
Seconded.
Okay, making notes here. All right, go around the room. Angela?
Yes.
And Orla?
Aye.
And likewise, aye. All right. Okay. All right. Recent feedback. I had logged into the system. I lost my window. Let me log back in. Let's see here. This is feedback from the town website. We are currently at a 4.2 average rating. Responses.
Is that out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 5.
Oh, good, good.
Most recently was the 7th of on the senior site. 7th of January, and it looks like they mentioned that. Oh no, this is different. There's basically no feedback. They didn't even rate it. Surprising. Anyway, so no feedback. Let me know that. All right. On the next item, user journey collection analysis. Still on me. I need to do is look into free, low cost, no cost, open source user journey collection analysis tools, given the budget constraints. So put that back on my to-do list here. All right. Town-related employee training and reach out to the departments. Has anybody had opportunities to reach out to respective departments on training opportunities, and related to that, the data governance and data organization efforts on OneDrive?
Most of my time was spent on the strategy between meetings, Matt, so I didn't have much of a time to check in with the Youth and Family Services, but I'll do that before our next call and see what feedback she has.
Okay.
So obviously I had the meeting with DPW the last time and nothing specific came out of that. And then I've tried a couple of times to reach out to the finance treasury department, but they're not responding. So I need to take another tack, I guess, with them.
Okay. Likewise, I have not reached out, and it's on me to reach out to departments I'm over. And we are soliciting, yeah, so.
And I know, Matt, like the library were interested at one point in time, but I don't feel like we ever got our arms around that. Ryan and I tried to meet up before the holidays and it never happened. So I should reach out to him again. and check
If
in
you,
probably.
if you find time with Ryan, just let me know.
Yeah,
Don't pay attention to my schedule. I'd love to join. If I can join, I'll join you. But
perfect.
just
I'll
focus
reach
on
out to
your
him and
availability and
see.
Ryan
Yeah,
availability, and if I can join, I'll definitely do it.
okay.
Thanks. All right. As well as any other departments. I mean, this is going to be a short meeting tonight, I think.
Until we get to the strategy.
That's true. Yeah. Any
Wow.
other department?
Sorry about that.
Did
I
you
just
get kicked out?
Yeah, I just pressed the function key and I turned my whole computer to sleep. I'm sorry about that. Wow, okay, good start. Sorry.
Any updates from other departments or boards outreach this past month? I don't have any.
Nope.
Guess we can ask
Nope.
Yash when he joins us. All right, let's go ahead and jump to the strategy doc.
So I sent this out over the weekend, and basically, great feedback. Orla, thank you very much for the feedback that you provided. We did break it into 3 distinct documents. So now we have the longer, more detailed technical strategy. We have an executive summary document, which is, kind of the shortened version. And then there's a progress report that talks about the things that we've done and what we've accomplished kind of against the strategy. So I liked that approach. I adopted that into the documents. And so what was sent out was kind of a first iteration or draft of that approach. And does anybody have feedback, additional elements that they'd like to share about those?
No, I scanned through the 3 of them and I think it works well. Like the flow was good. So I liked kind of just how you broke it out. So thank you. The only thing, and I did per the guidance kind of think more about the metrics, so we can get into that, I guess. The only other 2 things that I thought of as I was going through it was, is it worthwhile? And I was looking more at, I think in there's a section, what are we doing for 2025, 26, etc. And a few of the topics have made me wonder, like, should there be a topic that is a standing topic once a year, once every 6 months? Like, and it could be something like emerging tech. And it's like, great, we check in on that every January as a standing topic. Or security could be one. I don't know if so. That was one thought I had, was like, is there some topics there that it's just worth the standing check-in on? And then the other note I'd made was, in there it does talk about a quarterly update, I think, to the select board.
Yeah.
And so it was more just to have the discussion to say, is that something we do commit to, or is quarterly too often and we want, something, a different frequency, or how we manage that?
Yeah, we did talk about that, and I think we had been meeting with, there were 2 select board members who were designated as our point people. So some of our updates had gone through them. But I think we do need to get a little bit more rigorous around how we do that and doing it on a more frequent basis. So Matt, I think that was with you and I to talk with Sam about how we get that set up and what the right approach would be. I also, just to make another point on the metrics, there were certainly some parts of the documents that could really use like a sit-down working session where we, just kind of go through and say, what progress have we made on this? What progress have we made on, this one, so that we can actually kind of fill out some of that. Jay, I don't know if that's as simple as just getting time with you so that we can kind of go through it and hammer those out. We could try that, or I don't know if we schedule like a kind of a working session where we can spend some time on the documents and metrics.
Yeah, it might be best because I was just looking at that today as well. The fact that a few of the items on there are complete.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, I would say kind of going through that and then figure out what we need to wash out to and
Okay.
refill in with.
And even as we were thinking about the metrics, as I was scanning it, I was like, oh, a post-it exercise would be great for this to kind of just, because there's a lot in there. And kind of, I was then trying to cross-check back to say, okay, do we have a metric for everything that we have a guiding principle around, or do we not? And like, just, I was thinking it would be a lot easier if you had it up on a whiteboard, maybe.
Yeah.
Is there something we want to schedule a meeting for? Or do you want to do,
I think it would be easier if we were in person. I mean, we could do Miro or something like that, but
Yeah,
if
probably
it's
be
possible
difficult.
for us to be
easier
in
in person.
person, I
Okay.
think it's easier.
Do we want it to be the full MPC, or basically schedule a meeting, or do you, Orla and Angela, want to meet with Jay, or would it probably be beneficial if we all
I
are
think
all
if we
involved,
all
right?
do it, it'd probably be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm happy to take a first pass with Jay and I to kind of try to get through some of it, but I mean, we could probably just work through it with everybody in the same room.
Yeah.
If we
Okay.
can do the next session in person or something, or
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
Is that a good, is that a good time if we said next, our February meeting, we're
Yeah.
an in-person meeting together?
Yeah.
if any,
I think that
my
works.
timing are a bit messed up with the 7. I'll need to start at 7 p.m. I'm sorry to join a bit late. It's
Problem.
just
Okay. We can start at 7 for that one. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, let's target that. I have to apologize. I have not reviewed what was sent out yet. I will do that though, and we'll come prepared with ideas for.
Come on, Matt. You only had like 2 days. Come on.
No, but I greatly appreciate all the suggestions that have made, and Angela, all of your work and in leading this. So thank you. Okay, Yash, do you have any? I don't know if you had a chance of to review what Angela sent out.
I didn't review it. Sorry for that.
Okay. All right. Going back, one other agenda item. We basically gave updates on the department's outreach and so forth, and basically there haven't been any updates. I still need to do some outreach, and others will as well. Yash, have you by chance had any chance over the last month to do outreach to departments?
I have not, because we had sent it out earlier, but we had not heard about it from the fire or the police chief, and we have to send it out maybe once more as a feeler. I think most of that requirements already get satisfied through their own budgets. And one of the things I think we had discussed earlier, is that, and I don't know if it's still a good thing to go for it or not, is for the RECC. Is there like an oversight committee for that? And can we have a representative there to just look into the technology requirements and whatever happens on that front?
That would be a great question for the chiefs. So if you wouldn't mind reaching out to the chiefs and ask them about that.
And then who, I'll put Al also on it. Is that a correct person?
Yeah.
On that? Okay.
Yeah, that would be good. Keep Al involved. I think he's the point person from the select board on rec. Yeah. Okay. Any other discussion during this meeting on the 5-year strategic plan?
Matt, is there a plan to replace Joe?
Yes, we are actively searching. So if any of you know of good people in town that you'd recommend, let me know, and let's discuss. Yeah, I'd love to
Okay.
recruit.
Is there any
Did our
specific
sign-up
skill
sheet
set?
from the thing had what existing members only?
What was that, Orla?
Is there a particular skill set that you think we need to kind of round out? Because I know Joe obviously had some experience, right, and was at networking, etc. So I don't know if that's something we want to look for.
I
Because
think
I'm certainly not the networking person.
Yeah, I think it would be great to have, keep somebody on that is heavily involved in and has strong knowledge in networking for the town and the schools. But the two key skills are the hard technical skills. If there's opportunity to find somebody with hard technical skills, it would be the networking and networks. On the other side, consulting in business process. That's always a strong skill to have, especially with outreach to the departments and helping understand how can we help improve efficiencies through technology, potentially, which requires changing or updating, modifying the respective department's processes. So consultative business process analysis, discovery. I think that's useful for all of us to have. So any other thoughts from anybody else on skills we might solicit? Okay. Sounds good.
Is position going to show up on the web page, the town web page, also like a volunteer position?
It will. Jay was already mentioning to me earlier that I'm going to reach out to Joe to have him submit his formal resignation, because he hasn't done that yet. It hasn't triggered the process to open up the position. So, but yeah, good point. All right. Anything else on the strategy? All right. If not, so please do, when you do reach out to departments, it'd be great. You know, of course, we're bringing with you the feedback from the last year's, actually, summary over multiple years of the citizen satisfaction survey. Please do ask if there are tweaks or modifications that are desired for this upcoming satisfaction survey, which is I'd like to do sometime in the spring as a typical repeat. In general, it's nice to keep the questions as static as possible across years, so we can do benchmark across years and see how things change. But if a town department wants something tweaked or changed or modified, we definitely want to be supportive of that as well. So basically, please do reach out to departments and ask, as you present the information, discuss, hey, is there something that needs to be modified or additional questions that need to be asked, etc.
We also did a number of guides for the departments that we passed out probably sometime last year. There were a guide on vendor questions that they could ask and some things like that. I mean, maybe just refresh people's memories that those resources are around if they need them. And Jay, I don't know if we ever posted those on the MTC website, but would that be possible if we sent those over? Can those get posted as PDFs or something?
I should be able to create a link there to
Okay.
them. They have to be the documents themselves. The PDF document would be better.
Okay. I think I have
yeah.
them as PDFs because that's what we had to do for printing. So
Yep.
I'll take a look and I'll send those over to you.
Okay.
Okay, great. Check. God, just taking notes. All right, great. All right, next thing is town meeting improvement. I'm debating whether we should do a additional section in the annual survey specifically for town meeting of how to improve it. Or if we have a dedicated specific survey for improving town meeting. I feel like there's lots of opportunities for improvement in town meeting. And I feel like incorporating ideas as well as educating the populace, educating the attendees about the most efficient way of participating in town meeting, including preparation in advance, reading through articles, being aware of the being prepared and have an understanding of the key articles and the key issues. And I think the key feedback or key thing I would love to help citizens understand is if you want to make changes and have suggestions for changes of articles in town meeting, please come prepared. Please do your homework in advance. Have it well written, if possible. Have it vetted. Please vet it with other people, so you get feedback in advance. Because there's far too often just one person who comes who possibly is not fully informed, and then they want to make one small wording tweak and ends up tying up a half hour, an hour, everybody's time, and nobody's supportive of it. And just, yeah, so
There's just one comment here, Matt. I agree that whatever has to be, we will do that, and but the people who come there are not prepared, maybe not because they did not have the knowledge or something, they did not know where to find it. That is one of the major problems, that okay, if there was something as big as the Neary committee, if I take a survey of the town today, half of the people won't know where to go and find the details of it. What were the highlight points of every meeting that were there? If it is that big of an indicative item on our thing, then what? And that's what I bring back to my point that I've raised for last two meetings, is that should we have like a newsletter kind of a subscription service? Once upon a time, there used to be RSS feeds, but that's dead forever. But something where we can say that, hey, this is a distribution list. You can just put your email on that if you want to, and you will get like someone to send out like a per month or a weekly situation as to what happened, and highlight points of every meeting, that they can just, people publish the meeting agenda. People are also publishing what happened through the minutes. You can send them as links through that, and people, whoever is interested in clicking through, can click through the top 10 agenda items. Because what happens is that people suddenly get like, oh my God, this is a major thing, and now I have to go and do some homework on this. This is something that happened during the during the MBTA communities thing, where if we didn't have the 2 or 3 meetings, and if it was only relegated to one meeting and people did not scream about it, I don't feel the town would have even noticed that something was happening. And that was I mean, we do not need to put special banners out for every small topic the way we did for the MBTA community special meeting.
I-
Is it, may I comment on this? Is that okay?
yeah, please, yeah.
So I mean, because I'm there every day, so I kind of see, I see these things that are happening that you're talking about, like sending out, notifications to people who sign up on the website for different notifications for different committees and for the town itself. I mean, one that we particularly do that I know the select board does weekly, I believe it is the word on the common street, which pretty much summarizes the items that had happened in local government throughout the week, or month, or different events that are going on that they're talking about.
Mhm.
It's right on the home page. And I know that every single one of the committees, kind of what you're showing there as well, you can sign up for alerts and each individual committee, well, I'd say in each individual, but there are good amounts of, well, let me take that back. Every committee has an agenda posted and the notes that were taken posted as well. And that happens every day by the town clerk's office. So, I'm not, it's not like a defense type of situation I'm saying here. It's just, I see this happening on a daily basis. And if people sign up for those notifications, they'll get those notifications. And even with the word on the common street, the Southborough blog gets that information and posts it as well on her page to let people know what's going on in town.
So Jay, is the because I'm on the website now looking too. Do you have to sign up per committee, Or like, because if you want here's the week in review with the big topics, is that then the word on the common that you just sign up for? And can you sign up for it where it'll end up in your mailbox, or do I have to remember to go to the website every week?
Well, you would sign up for it on the news flashes for the there's a place for you to sign up for news flashes on notifications. I'm not signed in right now. But you can sign up for those notifications on there as well. So right there where it says, select board administration, town administrator, those ones, especially the town administrator one and select board.
But I have to go on through this list and click
and sign up for the
5 or
ones that
10.
and sign up for the ones you want notifications on. Now, most of the stuff is going to come from the select board's office and the town administrator's office. Especially that word on the common notification. So, a lot of the stuff will come from there as far as a high level topic, but then you can go through this list and sign up for each one of the agendas you want to get notifications on whenever they get posted. And also the same thing when it comes to the meeting minutes. They would be posted on there as well, and you would get a notification for that as well.
Really, this is amazing that we have this. It's just that what will happen, what I feel is we will be getting see a person who is going to be signing up for this notification. If we can expand or extend its, let's say, feature to even send you out the minutes of the meeting and not only notify you that's what the agenda was or this is where the meeting was, that would be really nice. But also one more thing, people do not know that this exists. So if or people are not searching for that. So if I don't know if we can put it up like a banner or like a pop-up banner that someone can close it maybe only for a month. You come to the website, you get a pop-up banner saying that, hey, you can get all your news about the town, and if you sign up and click on the committees that you're notifying for, or close this. Do this campaign for a month. Let's see what kind of response we get. We have done this for our Survey Monkey thing.
Yep. I actually did exactly that when I first implemented the website. I had a banner up on the page for about at least 2 months saying, welcome to the new page. For signing up for notifications, click here. And it actually brought you to where you needed to go for notifications, and it gave you the ability to sign up for them. I can definitely do it again. I have no problem with that. Believe me, it's a few clicks. Right? So it's just
no, I think it would be good because I'm in there right
again.
now and I can't find the ability to sign up. I know, Matt, you had it on the screen, but I can't find it.
You go to how do I and then
How do I and then
notifications.
notifications. Yep.
Okay, see, that's easy. I was on the because there's a notifications tab on the side as well.
Maybe we can say that
notifications
and town news and bang, that's it. One email, something, maybe something rebranded or of some sort. That's what I'm trying to get at. It would be really nice because I have found myself getting the news of the town from myself. Okay, and that because that web page gets tracked and
Well, yeah, that website definitely gets a lot more traction than the town website. That's for sure.
I get it in my Google feed or whatever feed. So
yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, they're a lot more. They're a newspaper in a sense, so they're out there. That's their job, is to get people to look at their site. And again, we should have people looking at our site too, but it's not almost like a full-time position of just making sure.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like almost like an advertisement in a sense that people should be looking at our website. The most we can do is the notifications that we set up, the ways we can get those, that information out to the people. And that's why we kind of, in some ways, include the Southborough blog and say, hey, we're posting this, the select board, some of the select board members will reach out to the, my Southborough blog and let them know that, we were doing the common document there that you've seen. We started that probably about 8 months ago or so. So they put that out there on the blog as well to get people to go back there and sign up for it and stuff. So I get what you're saying. I completely understand it. I just kind of wanted to give you some of the information that I see daily that, I think people do.
That is good to
try to put the effort out there to get the information out there to the public. Sometimes it's tough getting them to the right place to get that information. So
thanks for that. Yeah. Just
Thanks.
I have an idea that's kind of a little out there. I don't know if people would do it or not, but if we're just talking about how to make the town meeting better, I wonder if you could get people to do like a short video about, the pros and cons from their vantage point of, different articles. I think many people aren't going to read through all the articles. The stacks of paper at town meetings are huge. And I don't think, aside from a small group of very devoted people, everybody goes through all the articles. But if you could have some kind of, place where people could go to hear videos with somebody who's knowledgeable about the actual topic, you could pick somebody for a pro and con. It's, similar to when Massachusetts does voting, they send out for the articles. They always have like, here's the pro argument in favor of this article, and here's the, against the article. And it kind of shows like both sides of the story, and then the person can kind of come into the decision a little bit more informed. I think something like that would be digestible and people would read it. But then you still just, the big complaint we get is people want remote voting, and we've just never been able to offer that due to legal issues.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. But I do like the idea of pros and cons. I think the challenge would be identifying, or we don't want to restrict who can post
Right.
videos, either pro or against. So, but I like the idea of like somehow aggregating them, and say, hey, anybody who wants to submit a video, pro or against thing, we can just aggregate them, create a list, and just create an index, and
Yeah.
people can then go to the index and watch any number of those videos. I like that idea. That way, the person, there's no arbitration. Anybody wants to
Right.
can post a video. We can have every resident in town post a video if they wanted to, or just groups. And then we just create an index, and people can watch whatever they want to watch. So really, all is creating sort of a
YouTube channel. Yeah.
Almost a YouTube channel. Yeah. With links to per article, the videos. Yeah.
The other question was, I know we talked a few meetings back about whether we could use AI to summarize the meetings. Can you remind me where we landed on that? Are we allowed to use AI to summarize?
It's never been verified from the if you're looking for like the statewide answer. I don't have an answer on that, at least from the town clerk's office. But I also get asked a few times about utilizing a program in their meeting, because they don't have the ability to have a person to just take notes. I've kind of reviewed a few with some of the residents to kind of go over the pros and cons of utilizing that particular program, whatever it was at the time. And as I also say, as long as it's not on my network, I'm okay with it at this point, because
Zoom has a plugin, so Zoom has the AI companion.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of goes to Yash's idea about the newsletter. Instead of having people having to like devote time to looking through the minutes and pulling out the action items and stuff like that. I mean, it'd be so easy just to have AI summarize the meetings that happened for the week, and then you could put that out as the word on the street or whatever it is, and then it would just take the people time out of having to produce it. I mean, there's definitely ways now that we could be extremely efficient and automated with stuff like that.
The features are actually already built into Zoom that we use even for this meeting right now. Like it's the closed caption will show in the meeting. We'll post it on Facebook and everything. So I mean, on Facebook, on YouTube. So and we also have a transcripts tab that we can go through. Again, it takes time for someone to go in there, start looking at the transcripts, grab what we can, and put it together on some type of document or something. But again, that's just something we would have to talk about internally and figure out if that's someone that can do something like that.
Yeah, or I guess if you were leveraging AI, at least it would produce it for you, and then you just have to fact check it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot quicker.
Orla,
Yeah.
Orla,
Watch for hallucinations.
I think we recall, Orla, that you were going to have some meeting or
I did
discussion.
try to, yes, connect with the CIO of Boston City, or the City of Boston. And we like spoke for 2 minutes at an event I was at, and said he would share some stuff with me, and I followed up them a couple of times and I didn't get it. I did Google to see what I could find out there then, but didn't find a whole lot. But I know they were leaning into it heavily, and he was on a committee for the state. So it seemed to be generally that folks were embracing it, but I don't have all the specifics of to what extent and in what capacity.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for following up and so forth. It's definitely an area to look at and continue to watch as AI improves. I like the idea of the collection or index of pros and cons videos. Let me think about how that might work. How people can, just simply create a form people can submit. I think that'd probably be simple, right? People can publish the video on whatever platform they want to, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever, and then we can just simply have a form that people can submit the videos, a link to those videos. We probably do need to have some sort of triage process or filtering or verification. Make sure the video is actually relevant and not spam or bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will give that some thought. All right. Any other thoughts or town meeting improvement? What I was planning to do is possibly other towns have done surveys of all the residents about how to improve town meeting. And what I'd love to do actually after this coming town meeting is survey our residents immediately after, and find out how can we improve? What are your thoughts on improving? Because people are in the moment, people probably have ideas about how to improve. And what
even if we could share a QR code at the meeting, like snap it in your phone and submit it now.
Yeah, I love that idea. Right there, just submit it, have people submit it right then. All right. The last thing I have on the agenda to discuss tonight is the town services feedback. So there's a person on one of the other committees who was hearing, I think it's on the development, one of the development committees about attracting businesses, etc. And he had heard that city of Northborough is known for somewhat being anti-business, and he wanted to find out, hey, how much is Southborough perceived as being anti-business? And so we got to talking about opportunities for feedback, including polling of not only citizens but also polling of our of any entity that does business in town, businesses that are in town, retail businesses, services, etc., as well as any services that interact with the town, such as contractors. Right, contractors have to interact with town, and they pull permits, work with town departments, etc., in getting their thoughts and recommendations for improvement. And this really brings to mind customer satisfaction surveys and doing it right after the interaction. So any business you go to nowadays, any service, right after the interaction, you're going to get a request for how was that interaction, whether it be a phone call, website, or in person. On the restrooms at pretty much every airport out there. How was your experience? So I did. Let me share my screen. Just did some searching about what other Massachusetts towns are doing for feedback. And by the way, what I'm doing is I'm putting together some slides and sharing it later tonight with the select board. But various towns are doing in Massachusetts are doing, of course, collecting various forms of feedback. And by the way, I don't consider a contact us form as a form of feedback. That's different. But some of them are truly doing customer satisfaction, meaning what they ask are things like, what was the type of service you received? What was the date? What department did you receive service from? Was it provided in a good time frame? Was your the issue addressed? How was I treated by the staff? I'm satisfied, et cetera, et cetera. So this type of things, several towns have done it in Massachusetts. And all I'm doing tonight in the select board is simply saying I'm starting to look into what other towns are doing. I'm going to call these other towns up and ask, once you receive one of these forms, how do you triage? What's the process? Because last thing we want to do is add additional efforts, overhead. We don't want to add process for process sake. We don't want to add more things for people that have employees that have to do. But we do want to provide opportunities for citizens to provide feedback, because feedback is golden and it should be cherished. And we should treat citizens like customers. Sam Walton said, if you don't listen to your customers, someone else will, meaning another business will. Obviously, people aren't necessarily going to move because of what they might perceive as poor service in Southborough. But I have heard in some cases, some towns, that some businesses don't like to do business in certain towns. They won't do business with certain towns because of the hassle and the overhead, et cetera. So
There was a big write-up a while back where this exact issue had come up, and there was a gym that had space in Southborough, and they were trying to, I think they lost their lease or something, and they had to move, and they wanted to stay in Southborough, and they tried and tried and tried and couldn't, and then they ended up, I think, relocating somewhere else.
To Westboro.
Yeah, to Westboro. And there was, I can't remember which committee it was, but I thought there was a specific committee that was going to be like looking into why our process is so difficult for businesses. I think it was the Business Development Committee or something like that. But that's been a pretty big issue over the last like 6 months or so.
Yeah, I think that, and maybe that's what this other person is, Alan. I think he's on that committee.
Okay.
And so we're going to be sort of joining forces and coordinating and working with the select board and saying, okay, let's do some surveys. Let's do surveys of businesses. Let's start incorporating surveys to immediately after the service is rendered, whether that be businesses
So
or
Matt,
people.
is that, because I was just curious too, and maybe when you reach out to those other towns, like how they're triggering the request for feedback. And then, because here by customer, you're meaning a business that's looking to function within the town,
a
or
business or a citizen. Basically,
okay.
anybody who interacts with the service, I fall under the
Okay.
term customer. That
Okay.
could be in the service here is, say, the town planning board or the building department or whatever. And so anybody,
Yeah.
whether it be a business or a resident or whoever coming to receive service, is considered
Yeah,
a
so then
customer.
the trigger of when you make the request is key, because if I think about that gym example, and I don't have all the details of it, but I don't know, like, at what point in an interaction would they have been given a survey where they could have complained? Because if
Yeah.
it's right at the very end, then it's like, oh, well, it's a little bit too late to. Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, obviously, there should be opportunities for them to provide feedback during the process.
Yeah.
But absolutely at the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, just that should be no question asked, we should always be soliciting feedback. So if we lost a customer in that case, if we lost a business, we should collect that feedback. And, they have having gone through the entire process, in retrospect, what have they learned? What can we learn from their experience, good or bad?
Mhm. And that is the idea because I guess getting the town departments buy-in to this is key, right? Because otherwise,
yes,
not
yes.
a lot will
So
come out of it.
that's sort of one of the goals. One of the goals has a variety of goals. One is no added costs at tech tools. Solicited as feedback, solicited as quickly as possible after the interaction. It should be lightweight and easy to do for the customer in this case. It should be secure, minimize the possibility of ballot stuffing. It should be minimize the effort required by employees, departments to receive, triage, and process. So it should be easy to use on both sides of the equation. It should be also easy to correlate or automatic correlation and summarization and reporting across submissions so we can see trends. And it should be provide, transparent visibility to the respective departments, the town administrator and the select board. So yeah, keeping it as simple and easy and for the respective departments and is critical.
I sent you the link in email to the letter, the open letter about the Southborough business, if we need to reference it in the minutes, or if you just want to take a look at it.
Sounds good. Thank you. I also, I think there is a last thing to close on. I think there's a virtuous cycle. We all know that employee satisfaction has a positive effect on customer satisfaction. So when your employees are satisfied, your employees are happy and feeling satisfied, then customers there will be there's a positive correlation. There's also a virtuous feedback cycle of when customers are satisfied, it also leads to employee satisfaction. So the impact of there is a positive impact of customer satisfaction on employee satisfaction. So I think that there's, we definitely have one of the critical things here is we don't want to introduce process. We don't want to make our employees' lives difficult. We actually want to improve it. And there's strong evidence to suggest that by collecting feedback and providing it to the town and so forth, it actually can improve employee satisfaction. So that's all I have. All this is to say is we're beginning to explore and look at and over sometime moving forward, we're going to be going back to the select board and proposing, obviously working with the town administrator and proposing some tech, some process, what I've learned from the other cities, other towns, and see if this is something we could implement. Any questions or comments? Okay, that's all I have on my agenda for tonight. Did I miss anything? All right, let's go ahead and schedule another our next meeting, and I know we want this to be in person.
Are we going to reschedule our holiday dinner?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that after we close the meeting. So sometime in February. How does sorry, go ahead.
I cannot do the 18th.
Okay. Is the 11th too soon?
11th works for me.
11.
Works.
Might be tough for me. But
What would be a good day
Yes.
for you? You're critical, Jay. What would be a good day for you, Jay?
I mean, if anything, the week of the 27th, I guess. Oh,
February?
sorry. No, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong.
I was gonna say that.
I'm looking at January still. The week of the 20. You said the 11th, the week of the 24th is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Is 24th.
Yeah.
Okay,
That works.
25th.
so is it like the 25th?
I can make that work.
Yeah.
Is there a better day that week for you, Jay?
No, 25th should be fine.
Okay. Does 25th work for you, Angela and Orla?
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're saying
the
7
request will be
o'clock
the
and that
time
one's
of
gonna be in
30.
person?
Yes. 7 o'clock on 7 p.m. on the 25th of February in person. I'll reserve a room. Okay, perfect. I move that we adjourn this meeting, and before we close out, after we adjourn, we'll stop recording, we'll schedule our get together. Okay, so I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
Okay. Notes here. All right, let's go around the room. Orla,
I
Angela,
Aye.
Josh,
Okay.
and likewise I. Okay, thanks everyone for the meeting.